Most people never realize that fat loss has almost nothing to do with how much you eat daily. The real driver of stubborn fat is a hormonal signal your body keeps receiving around the clock. And right now, your daily habits might be sending that signal without you even realizing it at all. That signal quietly tells your body to keep storing fat, even when you are genuinely trying so hard. Think about the last time you cut calories and pushed harder at the gym to lose weight. Did it actually work long-term? For most people, it simply does not. And there is a real reason. Your metabolism is not a simple math equation of calories burned versus calories you eat every single day. It is a complex hormonal system, and if that system stays broken, the weight just stays on too. So today, let us talk about 3 specific shifts that reset this system and actually restart your fat loss.
Before we begin this journey, we must examine the map.
And no,
These 3 shifts represent the path forward.
this is not another eat less and move more plan that leaves you frustrated and stuck again. The first shift sounds almost too simple, but the science behind it is genuinely fascinating and eye-opening. A study published in the journal Obesity found that late-night eating dramatically increases fat storage hormones overnight.
Indicates the culprit.
Your body follows a biological clock,
Occur precisely at night.
and eating close to bedtime completely disrupts that clock every single night. When you eat within 3 hours of sleep, your resting heart rate rises noticeably throughout the night. That rising heart rate signals your body to keep digesting food instead of burning your stored fat reserves. Sleep is actually one of the most powerful fat-burning windows your body has available every single day. During deep sleep and REM cycles, your body releases growth hormone and activates some serious fat-burning processes. But if digestion is still running during that window, fat burning gets pushed aside and completely paused overnight. So the first shift is this: stop eating at least 3 hours before you go to bed nightly. After your last meal of the day, go brush your teeth immediately. It sounds small, but it works. Nobody really wants to eat again right after brushing their teeth, and that simple trick stops most nighttime snacking. Most people do not realize how many extra calories sneak in quietly between dinner and bedtime each night. Research shows that late-night snacking is rarely about real hunger. It is almost always emotional or just habitual. Tiredness depletes your decision-making ability, and your brain craves quick sugar and dopamine hits late at night. Remove the opportunity to snack, and you remove about 80% of your worst daily food decisions automatically. Now here is where things get genuinely more interesting, and where most people miss a really big opportunity. The second shift is about delaying your first meal, and it works perfectly together with the first shift. If you stop eating at 7 in the evening and sleep 8 hours, you are already fasting overnight. You wake up and you have already completed 11 or 12 hours without eating or spiking your insulin at all. Insulin is the key hormone here. When insulin is elevated, your body simply cannot burn stored fat effectively. Fat burning only happens when insulin is low, and that only happens during periods when you are not eating. Research from the New England Journal of Medicine confirms that time-restricted eating powerfully lowers insulin levels over time. So instead of rushing to eat breakfast at 7 in the morning, you push that first meal back later. You move it back to 9 or even 11 in the morning to extend your fat-burning window naturally. That gives you a 14 to 16-hour fat-burning window without any painful calorie counting or food restriction. Your body gradually adapts to this new pattern, cravings drop, mental clarity improves, and your energy becomes surprisingly stable. Most people worry they will feel weak or dizzy when they try this, but the opposite actually happens quickly. Your metabolism shifts from burning sugar constantly to pulling its energy from your own stored body fat instead. That is exactly when stubborn belly fat, the kind that lingers for years, finally starts to shrink noticeably. But here is the part that most people never actually reach, and it separates fast results from painfully slow ones. The third shift is about meal order, not meal content, and it controls your blood sugar incredibly powerfully. Research published in Diabetes Care showed that eating protein and fat before carbs lowers your blood sugar by 40%. When blood sugar spikes sharply after a meal, insulin floods your system and immediately shuts down fat burning completely. But when you eat protein and healthy fat first, digestion slows down and your blood sugar stays far more stable. So every single meal should start with eggs, meat, fish, avocado, or leafy green vegetables eaten first. Then if you want carbohydrates, you eat them after the protein and the fat, never before and never alone. This one simple reordering of your meal changes how your entire metabolism responds to everything you eat each day. You do not need to eliminate carbs at all, you just need to stop letting them lead every single meal. Think of protein and fat as a buffer that protects your hormones from a blood sugar roller coaster every time. When you stack all three of these shifts together, something genuinely interesting starts happening inside your body over time. Phase 1. You close the kitchen 3 hours before bed and let deep sleep do your fat burning. Phase 2. You extend that overnight fast by simply delaying breakfast and staying in the fat-burning zone longer. Phase 3. You anchor every single meal with protein and fat first to keep your insulin low and stable. These three things compound together powerfully, each one making the others more effective and more sustainable over time. There is no extreme restriction here, no obsessive calorie counting, and no brutal workout schedule required to start this. The weight that comes off this way tends to actually stay off because you are fixing the root hormonal problem. Most people regain all their weight because they only address symptoms like calories. Without touching the hormonal cause underneath.
But before I let you go, consider this.
When your hormones are finally working with you instead of against you,
That's the key takeaway here.
fat loss becomes so much less exhausting. And one more thing worth mentioning before you close this video and think about what you just learned today.
These are the ones. Seed oil.
The foods that slow this process the most are often the ones labeled as healthy inside grocery stores everywhere. Seed oils, packaged oatmeal, fruit juices, and grain-based cereals all spike insulin fast and stall your fat loss. Replacing those with real whole foods like eggs, grass-fed beef, olive oil, and fermented vegetables speeds everything up. Now here is the question worth sitting with today before you decide what your very next meal looks like. If your body has been working against you for years, is it possible you have been sending it the wrong signal?